Hello, fellow empaths, seers, and psychonauts, old souls alike. If you'd like to come on in for a little divination dose and see what's in the aura of this day, I'm going to utilize the scrolls, and as well, we're going to add on tarot and oracle, and we have the skull of scrolls for a little extra.
Okay.
Plus, we have Ghost Tube here kicking for a little audio inspiration. Should anything inspire or irritate, please do receive or release freely. So, fellow old souls, you know the drill. You can join me to open up or fast forward through. You have the power to pause, replay, revisit as much as you'd like. Taking a nice big breath, roll those shoulders back and down away from the ears, closing the eyes, cleansing the palette of perception, releasing the race and the rush. Activating the abstract mind and ancient awareness to perceive and receive symbolic support in the name and honor of ESP Old Souls. Sensitive old souls. Thank you so much for being here. Okay. I'm going to dig into the scrolls. There's not a heavy energy. There's a fluid. It feels fluid. Yeah, I'm going to utilize that word, that term. We'll see what's going on. I'm just going to take one from each pile here. Please see, sense, and feel for yourself first. If there's any shapes or symbols that are standing out, if there is any of the words that I have attached that also inspire. Oh, we're going right to the bottom. That sounds good. Oh, look at that. Is it Thursday?
Holy water.
Is it Thursday today? I think it's Thursday. I'm pretty sure it's a Thursday.
Not feeling well.
Are you not feeling well on this Thursday? I don't think I've ever heard that. All right, so let's move through that. If you're not feeling well, if we can ground in and draw in, access to source in the stellar chakra, moving on up and well above and beyond the body. Perhaps connecting to source through your gateway, relationship with your gateway. There's people, I say people, but there's beings that I see standing there. They're kind of like knights in shining armor. They're very tough because I'm seeing like this big broad chest. And they're part of a knight or brotherhood or something along that lines. They are their energy is balanced, but they are masculine expressed. They move really, really quickly. They move like roadrunner style. And they also have like these claws. But you know what it's like? It's not claws like in the traditional sense. I'm seeing the clasp of like a necklace or something. Like at the back of a necklace. Mine. There could also be a spirit around that's talking about a necklace. So they have the ability to react and respond to this gateway. Maybe somebody's been, if any old souls have been feeling this energy in that fluidity, kind of feel like emotional unwellness, and looking at not only your chakra of the gateway, the stellar up there, but in your well of being, your wellness, maybe looking at your solar plexus, down through the sacral to root, like down through the well. Okay, yes, Libra, I want to balance something out. Because it's almost as if my nights are working overtime. If this is your gateway and you might feel that other energies, I'm not going to place blame, you know me, but there's activity. It's activity. I feel like when we opened up, I'm trying to go with the flow, man. I'm just trying to go with the flow. And yet there seems to be these other energies that operate differently. And suddenly it's like, got to move quick and shift and fast. And it's like, dude, I just want to go with the flow. So perhaps in that, it could be like a conflict of sorts, or some sort of combatual feeling in the consciousness, or in the it's in the creational energy. There's something about like working out my process is how I'm feeling. My process of how I protect my aura, my energy, my home, just like we would lock doors or lock your car, wash your car, vacuum, whatever you do to maintain your home.
Boring.
Or your vessel. And yes, they are all very mundane things, but I feel like this is part of maintaining a particular level of magic in your energy, in your yes, auric energy. It doesn't take long. It's bringing me into that feeling of like, let's not get me stuck on math, but I'm just going to throw numbers out there. For like 10% positive light work, so maybe 10 minutes or a minute, is equivalent to dispersing 30%, 40%, whatever that other alternative. It's double plus of negative.
Africa.
You know what I'm talking about? So it's almost like, let's not get this, like, to wash your car once a season. It receives benefits for the whole season, give or take. I hope that makes sense. And we've got the ghost box here kicking. There's something about Africa. I heard you. Could be something very ancient, because I'm seeing this like an apple core that's been sliced in half. And this apple core is showing me something. It's like I'm going to make a stamp of it, but it's like creation. The story of Adam and Eve, let's say for simplicity's sake, the first fruit, eating the fruits of your labor. In order to enjoy the apple, one must grow the apple.
I want you to go.
And if there's there might be something in regards to cutting an apple open and like scrying the apple seed. I also don't know. It's not my wheelhouse, but there may be someone or something around you. And I swear, perhaps I'm making it up, but wander into whatever realm it feels good. There's some sort of magic that can be done with that. I don't know what it is, whether it's something you do to protect, or it's something that you feel that's been done in a past life, even including of this life, or again, this energy that seems to be emanating from somewhere. There's something coming in about Thursday, and Thursday might mean something to you, as well as October or Libra and stellar access to source. But there's something about expanding, and I feel as though I'm, when I was a kid and I was in gymnastics, and it was like that bar thing, and you would like spin around the bar, like you hop up and, do some circles, or even like the monkey bars when you're a kid. I guess it doesn't have to be so dramatic. And I'm hanging there upside down. What this makes me feel like, though, not in a hangman style, I'm not going to lie. It's like that back release. Those things where you put your feet. Zero gravity. And I want space between like the spine. I want to lengthen the spine. And sometimes the best way to do that, or to balance that being upright, is to hang upside down every so often and allow gravity to work with you. The apple falls from the tree, gravity. Insert something sciencey, Galileo, not even sure of the name, excuse my ignorance, but there it is. An idea comes through. Stellar,
no
access to source, whatever you feel source is. The way I'm feeling source in this moment is the collective consciousness that co-creates with the ability to still individuate and expression amongst that. And that's why there's this push and pull. Do you know what I'm saying? Or it feels like that. But it really feels like I'm trying to navigate, and I don't know why I'm doing it this way, but it's like seeing this, molecule type thing or whatever, this orb of me. And I'm vibrating, or I'm moving this way, orbiting. And as I'm moving through all the other auric things, sometimes I turn. I'm like, I'm going to go this way for a bit. And I'm trying to hone in on others that are aligning with me. That's what that makes me feel like. And I feel like that could be a possibly really odd way of saying that. But you're here with me, so I assume you're very good at being surreal. So awesome. Let's keep going. I'm going to add on some tarot and oracle here to further support. If there's one that you're really aligning to. Okay, sorry, I get very distracted. Ark of the Covenant stuff. See, there's knights here, and then I feel like there's feminine angelic beings. It could even be like pharaoh-y. They don't have to be, but something along that lines. This is seems space oriented. This feels very earthly oriented, and something about like the desert expanding, something about land, but they both have fruits to offer and fruits to bear. I'm seeing a wolverine in the center of this apple core. I swear to God, I don't know if you're reading or looking at your fruit before you eat it. Food in general, blessing it, giving it gratitude, water, interacting with the element of that, whatever it is, inanimate object to an inanimate object. Okay. Yeah. What may be inanimate to us still has energies attached to it. It could be a magnet or a repellent. Stellar has summon with it. High Priestess of Water. Yeah, it's all that feeling. Thursday has oath and conclusion. I'm going to grab. All right.
Am I dead?
Let's do this. You have passed on from this density. We'll receive from the Skull of Scrolls. Because, we're such a child. Okay, we have the sacral. I'm going to bring this down so you can see as well. Is there a way for me to not take up so much space, but yet just take up space? There we go. I think we're good. I think we're good there. Sacral, we talked about the lower chakras. There's something coming into a conclusion. In one area, it's in regards to when I was talking about possibly like that curse or concept. This all felt very deserty, but I want to know, in that desert feeling, the High Priestess, the feminine, is bringing in the water. Look at that strong chest, breast area, just like that stellar. I feel like I'm just... See, it's like I feel out of sorts, and yet I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to go with it. If it's a fussy, mussy day, it's a fussy, mussy day. Chapter 1 to the end. Something has been completed. There's strong arms.
Feel me?
There's some sort of pirate. Yes, absolutely. There's some sort of pirate. That has left. It's like ships have moved on. Again, but it's like I can see like this town that has had to do work to defend it. There's a bat. So also something in the subconscious realm. Bat hanging upside down. Choices. Conscious and subconscious choices. They are working together. Masculine, feminine. Subcon, con. Conscious, unconscious. Superconscious. Something's being integrated in this connection to source, meeting these guards, meeting these knights. And what it's making me feel like is that every time I meet them, because they are actually of my servants, of servitude, of this priestess energy, of this priestess of water. But it's like I forgot who I am when I get there. It's almost like being a part of it's almost like being a part of a collective. And maybe for a little while you were vibrating counterclockwise because it was serving, right? And now it was going wackadoo, wackadoo, and now you're going in the other direction or in a different degree of orbit. So some orbit of your energy, even of a mindset, has ended. And now I'm vibrating at a different rate. And I'm using that term very, very loosely because it's not necessarily what I mean. But hopefully you can insert the sensation. You know what I mean? You're like, yeah, I get you. I get you. Almost like little vortexes. And then when I come into, because now I get to make new choices in the way I'm orbiting. Essentially, I feel like I'm going to be making new choices. Okay. Queen of Wands. Yeah, I'm putting myself back together in a new way. Four of Wands. Seven of Hazards. If those cards mean anything to you, you know the drill. Please follow them. Yeah. So there's been some sort... We were talking about that kind of combatual feeling. And it's almost as if like someone tried to like break down your spiritual door. I think there's been if you've been feeling this agitation and energy, something about Archangel Michael as well is coming through, and Gabriel. It's like they're pairing up. I'm seeing a series of a show end. And I get to live like, excuse me. I get to live happily ever after. It's like things or parts of me that pieces of me that I've lost before in other lifetimes. Maybe in, I've given my right arm to this person, to this job, or my right leg, or whatever the case is. That energy of that, the energy, if that makes sense, other people have been able to harness. And in some way, shapes, or form, it kind of feels like it's wanting to break down your door, or it's like those who are, wisdoms can also turn into weapons, and weapons can turn into wisdoms. But in closing this chapter and making new choices, I am not available. I know that feels like a very odd way to say that. I am focused in other ways, in other places. And while I acknowledge that there may be pieces of me from the past or a past life that are still imbued with that version of me or an energy of me, they can't affect now because of this gateway energy force. It's because it feels like a force, like I said, like a brotherhood or something. These knights of some sort. You can connect in with them almost at any point in time, but I feel like there's as you remember who you are in relation with them, being of service to each other. Does that make sense? 2 4s here. I feel that I kind of went through a party phase here. Metaphysically, perhaps. A metaphysical party. There's that same bone. Again, it's being used. Because even to summon, it's like that bone. I'm taking control of something. The circus, okay. Excuse me, I'm not taking control of something.
Bring it to me.
Because I'm seeing it like a circus or like a frat party or something. I apologize. I don't know all these environments necessarily. And it's like maybe these are of your past regrets or resentments, your guilt.
No regret.
Have no regrets. No, and I feel like I've gone through that by like looking at my own apple core, looking at my own core. My core consciousness that I do get to control and connect with and collaborate with, that connects into the consciousness of all. But that external energy that's combative or very competing, very barging. I feel like it's like someone or some things are trying to make a point by protesting peacefully. And then somehow they end up like going through a town and like burning things and creating destruction and taking. But it's counterproductive because it's those other people provide to the space in which you exist. Do you know what I'm saying? So it feels like, why would you punish out of anger, rage, or frustration the others in your community or in this town? It makes no sense. Those are not, it's like that's the deceit of distraction. And the real culprit, I don't even know, are elsewhere because they wouldn't be there because they're wise, but they create weapons. It's like, and then people become weapons, like their consciousness is weaponized. So I feel like in this moment, sorry if this is going off, I'm just going to go with it. It's fine. I don't know. And I don't need to know. But there's something about myself, you, if you're here with me, you're recognizing this circus. It is sad. It's sad. And I need to feel that. I feel that sadness. But I also understand it's where I'm orbiting. How do I help without being taken hostage by it? Because is help even going to be received? Is it help that has to be a certain way? Otherwise, do you know what I'm saying? I feel like this is insane. The way it's feeling. And it's aggravating specifically my sacral. It's asking me to hang upside down and consider a different way of releasing pressure in my spine, in my strength to sit up straight and follow what I know is good for me and know that there's others, or trust that there's others that also align. This doesn't mean to be some sort of degree of stagnant sameness, because sameness is a common ground, but it's not stagnant in the way it's like everybody chops wood, carries water in their own way. And yes, there might be more or learned ways that are more efficient, this or that, but essentially everybody expresses this their own way. And by doing so, they're also infusing that wood, that axe, that metal, that water with their energy. Some people might think that you're crazy. It's like, I'm done with the circus. And again, I don't want to get all poo-pooey on a circus per se. It's just in this context. Blush, love is blooming, mirror, reflect yourself. This is what you've been doing. And there's even that hanging feeling again. But I had to go within. I had to summon. I had to go to my own gateway to whatever source is. And I needed to feel. Even possibly, if I may, rejected. Oh, side angle is never great. Rejected. But I was never rejected. I was being asked to remember.
What do you want?
And to say that. FOMO, clear your vibes. Pure, honor your temple. I'll take one more. Thank you. Sonnet, express your creative heart. I'll bring these up for you as well. Thank you so much for being here. If you haven't already, please do like, share, and subscribe. You guys warm my haunted heart. You guys are great. Thank you. Okay. In this hanging upside down, it's like things are dripping off me. From the ground up, feet to head, even though I'm hanging upside down, my feet become the above and my head becomes the below. My throat's all fussy in this reading, and that's fine because I'm hearing that's fine. I'll clear my throat. This is how I'm feeling. That's fine. I'll clear my throat. I'm not going to shy away from stumbles, from the efforts of different times when I was exploring how my orb of my nature wants to experience things. It's almost like by contrast is the way I will know what's good for me, what's right for me. Have I learned this lesson? Have I integrated it? And do I put it into action? Do I put it into play? And in what degree? It's not this all-encompassing thing all the time. Some things are very minute but they're powerful. I feel all stuttery. I get all. And it's by like sinking down into this, into my own enlightenment, cutting myself in half, like with the apple, and looking at both sides of this at my core, not applying a judgment to anyone else's core. They've been creating a certain momentum. And you are they respectively on the other end, right? And not even on the other in this polarity, just in the all. There's so many of these temple trailer parks running around. It's fantastic. But it's like I had to separate myself, look at me. Say what is it that I want to learn, interact with, and not apply judgment, but to remember something. Remember even my own reflections at times. Because even that is a realization. Oh, I've been here before. I've been here before. I don't need to do this again. And that's where like a red flag comes in really, really handy. I've been here before. Oh, okay. Yes. Moving on. Purifying and expressing. It's almost like it's even seeing this sonnet card. Sorry. I get all over the place. We were talking about the spine. It's almost like the poetry is so beautiful and melancholy and purifying and purging that nothing else but this beautiful death of draining, hanging and dripping down the juices of what was, the tears of grief, the tears of gratitude, the blood, sweat, and tears from all these pieces of me I have left or outgrown.
Alien.
And I call them back home and say thank you. But I also keep things secret enough. A poet generally, the way I'm feeling, I can't say one way or the other. A poet's pretty private. This is done in private. The poetry is expressed, it is written, it is said, it is spoken. What is that what they do? They don't snap. Do they do that? But there's a silence about it as well. The poet doesn't say, I'm going to go write poetry. Feels. It's like the philosopher. You don't go to, I'm sure you can, but to go to school for philosophy only takes you so far. A true philosopher has all these experiences in this pool. Pain, pleasure, interactions, goes out, travels, does things. I don't know what they would do. I'm not a philosopher. But they gain information and then digest it and create something, a poetic philosophy perhaps. Not just by regurgitating what other people have said, what other people have done in the past. Those are great foundations, but they're meant to inspire, not just sameness. Does that make sense? I don't know what I say. It's great though. Thank you for being here. We have Healer and Haunted and Intuition as our closing out cards. How fitting. How fitting. Haunted hearts heal using that intuition. Listen as the medicine bleeds through her teeth, a river of mercy blessed by Mother, seen only by those who hold her
Down
mirror.
there.
Haunted, the breaking of the floor beneath your naked feet The creaking of the walls as the cold kisses flesh. You're never really alone when in the company of hauntings within the bone. Intuition. You hold the answers, you know the truths. Ancient ones await behind the doors of the mind. I don't even know if I could make this up in how I'm sensing it's relating to each other. We've literally been talking, haunted heart, but we talk about that a lot here. But healing your own hauntings, this dismemberment of limbs, pieces of you that were charged with your energy, your blood, sweat, and tears at the time. Maybe an idea that you had at a job and they didn't use it, but somebody still took the energy. Or friend circles that you had and it didn't go well. You know, they ended up using your words as weapons, whatever the case may be. And all of this circus, combative circus of whatever this is in amidst the collective exists because free will exists. And that's the playground in which they wish to learn and play. Fair enough. In this moment, if you're still with me, in gratitude if you are,
infant,
you have moved beyond that. But there's still an effort to remember that. Remember that. Healer, listen as the medicine bleeds like we're draining out, dripping from our enlightenment. Your feet become the above and your head, your crown becomes the below. And your stellar chakra connects to the shaman source, the shadow source, the subcon. As your feet, your grounded source, connect to the astral realms in the sky, the stellar gateways. You're never really alone in the company of hauntings within the bone. And we've been talking about the bones this whole time, the structuring of the skeleton, the core. And you know you hold the answers, you know the truths, and the ancient ones await behind the doors of the mind. Let us not be frustrated by this servitude. You put them in place as a security system. And you know, and you will remember if you don't already remember. I'm going to let you go as we're almost at 33 minutes. I want to thank you so much for being here with me, ESPers and old souls alike. Truly, these adventures are most of the unknown, the mysterious, most magical, and the mundane alike. I am grateful.
Sorry.
I hope that you do. No need to apologize. I apologize all the time. Sorry if I've taken up too much of your time. Until next time, thank you for scrying with me.